Welcome to the More You Look podcast. Welcome to the More You Look podcast.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the More You Look podcast. I think this is episode 23. Wow, we've come a long way. And my name remains Femi Anthony. Today's a special day on the pod because my guy here, Mr. Sky,
has turned 18.
turned 40. He hit the big 40 yesterday. Congratulations, bro. Welcome to the...
Thanks. But, someone told me that I can't count last year as,
Nah.
Yeah, because I'm actually 39.
I'll give you a better getaway. You know what they say? They say 40 is the new 30.
Yeah.
So, and you're looking fresh, some people when they are 40 and you see them, their beards is already looking like Nigerian football fans. Patched and all that. Yeah. Being your birthday, I would like us to give just one. Okay. So Sky turned 40 yesterday, and it was a wild night. I didn't get home till about 3 a.m. this morning. And even though we tried to, stick with COVID restrictions, we still had a blast and it was fun. And, the big 40, welcome to old age. Let's give him a big hip hip. Hip. Hooray! I'm not going to sing "He's a Jolly Good Fellow" because I don't know about that one. I don't know about that. Yeah.
But are you saying you're not going to be able to vouch for me as a jolly fellow? That's what you're saying, but
you're on your own, fam. You're on your own.
Back to the one we're discussing.
Yeah, I asked you earlier that do you ever feel as you're, getting closer to 40, do you ever have this thing people tend to call midlife crisis where you just have these, thoughts come to your head about, life generally, and maybe if you're doing, as best as you should, if you're where you're meant to be, are you even pulling your weight in this life? When it feels like everyone else is moving fast and you're just there in one place, stagnant, Do you ever get those feelings? And if you do, how have you managed to combat them?
Yeah, basically between my 30, 35, I had so much of that because I was like, shit, 40 is coming. Have I really done anything? If something happens to me today, would anybody even remember me in a year's time? Have I left any imprint? Have I left any mark? So I had loads of that, and I started putting pressure on myself to do more. And what I realized that it was
too much
in my head. I was killing myself mentally. And in a way, as soon as I started to realize what I can do to be better, to at least do some things, then also I was having some issues at home. Remember, me and the missus were going through a very, very and the hardest time.
Rocky patch.
You understand? So that pressure on myself to do so. That
to pull your own weight.
Exactly. All that almost destroyed me. But luckily, I had someone that I talked to, because I couldn't talk to madam because we were having that issues. I had my mom that I could talk to, and we led with prayers and all that. As soon as it started getting better,
COVID hit.
Soccer punch. It was like they were just trying to tell me that, stay down, motherfucker, stay down. But I thank God I'm in a better place now. I've found some way to deal with it.
You worked at it.
Exactly. I found some way to deal with it because sometimes it takes for you. What I would advise some of our listeners is that sometimes don't be scared of getting to the worst you can ever be. Yes, we do not like.
You know what that reminds me? What you just said.
Yeah.
You know that song when we were in primary school? I don't know if it's a popular song. What they say. He that is down needs fear no fall. Exactly. And what that basically means is the only place you can go when you are down is up.
You understand? It took me to get to
down, to the rock bottom.
The last bit of my it's that the only thing after that was to go up. You understand? So don't be scared sometimes. You understand? To go. Yes, we do not like it.
It's hard.
My Yoruba people,
it's hard. It is hard though.
It is hard
because our threshold for withstanding things quite different.
But if you pick anything from this episode, pick that. When you get down, you understand. Realize that as soon as you rock it out,
that lifeline. When that lifeline comes, grab it.
You're going up and start preparing what you can do to never ever go.
Yeah, but sometimes that's not really how it works. Depression, mental health issues, those things just sort of creep up on you. These things don't happen to you that you wake up in the morning. Last night, everything was fine, lovely, jubbly. Yeah. You wake up the next day, you don't have explanations for it. You do not know why, and it just feels like there's these blankets of darkness all over you. And you just know from that point it's going to be a bad day.
Yeah, Femi, but like I said, one thing people should take from all this is that at the back of your mind, even if you can't lift yourself up, just know that you get out of it.
Let's put it this way.
Get out of it.
How were you, what was the thing that you did to be able to pull yourself out of that abyss? Like, did you, for most people, they turn to drugs.
Yeah.
For most, they turn to alcohol. For most, they just go off the rails.
Yeah.
But how were you able to survive the darkest patch?
I think the number one thing is, and I hate to sound like a spiritual junkie, but the number one thing was prayer for me.
Oh my God.
Number two, was the fact that I got that peace at home. So with the peace at home, I was able to start, decluttering, start focusing on ways to get.
And you probably immersed yourself in work.
Yeah. The third thing was, and I pushed myself into work, and I found out that every moment I spent with work was less time worrying about my mental health. You understand?
But it will still be there at the background.
It will be there. It's like you postponing it, my brother, because you're going to finish work. You can't work. You're going to sleep. You're going to, you still be. But it helps if you find something that you love. Because me, I love doing web stuff. I love doing graphics, video. I love doing a lot of things, So the more I do it, the more I find fulfillment. And don't forget, like I said, I pushed the problem aside. But because I'm enjoying what I'm doing,
with time,
you understand?
Even your brain start getting conditioned
exactly that,
to not thinking those thoughts, to not dwelling on those thoughts. And then when those feelings come, when those emotions come, you just bat them away because you're like,
I
fuck
can't say any better than that.
Yeah.
You understand? And don't forget, there are some things that you actually have no control over. It's just gonna happen, whether you like
it. It is what it is.
If you worry about it. If you try to do something about it. It is gonna happen. You understand? Example is getting older. Whether you like it or not, can anybody pause their age?
Well, no.
Whatever. That's just for your appearance. Mentally, you're still 40. Mentally, you know that you're still 30. Mentally, you know that you're still 20. Even no matter what cosmetic surgery you do.
That's true. That's true.
Understand?
And like I was saying earlier, I think I won't say society. I just think there's this norms that have been put in place that indirectly puts some sort of pressure on us as humans. Norms like man is the head of the house, man has to provide, and then look at UK, look at Europe. Let's just say foreign countries, because we are from Africa, the Western world. There are men from Africa in this country that are unable to work due to the fact that they don't have papers. Or due to the fact that they just can't find work, and their wife has to be the one to work. After a while, even if she's the most loving human being in the world, filled with love and understanding of your condition and situation, you start looking at yourself. And then those feelings, start creeping up on you. And you start asking yourself, what am I doing? Am I pulling my weight? cleaning the house, taking care of the kids. And I look like a wife. You know what I mean? And before you know it, you've tiptoed mentally into that hole. And now it becomes harder and harder to get yourself out of it.
Yeah.
You get me? So we have to be careful of, unlearning some of these things that, have been put in place for generations that are now acting as fuel to this fire of depression and mental stress for us. And like I said earlier, if it's a job, if it's a relationship, if it's a marriage, if it's a friendship,
if it's an habit,
if it's a food, anything whatsoever that is putting you in this mental box of stress and frustration, just cut it off, man. It's not always how do they say it? More easier said than done.
Yeah.
It's not easy. I know that. But you have to take that step of disassociating yourself from situations and things that put you in this position where you start looking at yourself like a less of a person. And that makes you feel like you're not doing enough.
Exactly. I think one is the most important thing in getting yourself out of it is even realizing that there's a problem. If you don't know that there's a problem, you cannot get out of it.
Yep.
So try. I mean, just look at your areas of your life that, okay, why? You understand? If you can realize there's a problem, you have a 60% chance of getting out of it. You understand? If you don't realize there's a problem, then life will just continue as it is. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, we're marking your birthday. I came across this stuff online. On Twitter.
Okay.
This guy was Papping _ on Twitter said, if my mother wants me to build a flat for her inside my own house so she can stay with me, her son, she'll have that flat inside the compound. If you, as my wife, can't stand that, you can get your belongings the next day and leave. Basically, fuck off, innit? Now, this celebrity, hip hop star, Nigerian legend, icon, LD the Don, then replied saying, this idea is funny to me. When you marry someone, you are creating a new family unit that must become your top priority. Over any other existing units. Your mother moving into your home is not a decision for you alone. If your spouse disagrees, then you should not do it. A mother who chooses to move in, knowing fully well that our child's spouse is not in agreement, is also an asshole. And this has nothing to do with culture. This is just common sense. He just went on blah, 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 blah. But I just wanted to just, gloss over this just a little bit because, like I said earlier, generations of norms, of values, of cultural passed down to us. If you're listening to that and you don't understand that language, it just means your mother is like a god, is your god. She supersedes everything else. If she didn't bring you into this world, you would never have met that woman that you call your wife. But here is what I find funny, because Africans are so religious. We are religious. Majority of Africans are religious fanatics. Let's be honest with ourselves. And even the Bible says that a man will leave his mother and father and go out into the world to find his own partner and start his own family. You get me? So what does that tell you? If your mom comes to you now and says, oh, you know what? I want to be living with you guys. Are you not going to run it by your partner?
See, I think first of all, looking at that guy's tweets, let's start from there.
I just think it's a bit premature.
I want your opinion because luckily 3 of us, we've been youths, we've been single, and we are family people. You understand? But from just seeing that guy's tweets, it's obvious that one,
maybe he's not married.
Single. You understand? He doesn't know what it takes to be married, to sustain a marriage,
That institution
to want a marriage to work. You understand? So he still has this attitude that if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Imagine spending millions of naira getting married to someone only for
the money involved.
No, I'm not saying money.
Let me ask you, why do you think so many marriages today in Nigeria?
They are based on money.
No, it's not even that. 6 months, 5 months.
5 months, yeah.
But, you know, most of them 1 year done.
You know, it's a whole lot of things, really. But back to this guy. Like I said, it is obvious. I can bet my.
I know where you are going.
Married.
Now, let me.
Number two.
Okay, I'll let you finish it.
Is that this guy, because he's number one African, the way we've been brought up, the man is.
He's probably not exposed to foreign.
Exactly, the man is the head of the house. I am the.
What I say goes.
I'm the author,
bitch.
I'm the author and finisher of this household. If you don't like it.
Fuck off.
Fuck off, you understand? So obviously he still has that mentality, which comes to number one, he's not married. Trust me.
Or maybe he's married and his wife is already
Then
footmat.
Then number three, this guy is actually not aspiring to marry a woman who's going to actually add value to him. If it's a woman of today, you understand?
This guy is doing the thing to me. You are prodding. You are prodding. You know what? As I am listening, the thing they touch me.
This guy is looking forward to add someone that was going to add a substance, and that is going to add substance to his life. You understand? So let's say he's aspiring to be Dangote and he's looking for someone like this woman who's like the Abike, the richest woman in Africa.
I've forgotten her name.
And he's looking for someone with that kind of mindset that is going to be, you know, both of them are going to be Jay-Z and Beyonce. The next big Jay-Z. If it's aspiring,
you are even going to start. You know what? While I agree with everything you are saying, let me bring it down. Let me dumb it down for some people. Because everybody can be Jay-Z, Beyonce.
Yeah,
you get me? And everybody can be Dangote and whoever. Think about this. You've stated 3 reasons that you think would have birthed this idea.
Mindset from him.
Now, hear me out. For me, I only have one reason. While all your 3 points are fantastic and actually correct, I think it's just immaturity. And wait. Hear me out. Remember when we were much younger and we were in university? Remember? When we still used to be the bad boys of the area. Now, think of this. The people that we used to see then, that used to look like wonderful couples, like you said, a man and woman who has value to each other.
Exactly.
Where we would admire them from afar and say, these ones are to marry. The way we see them, they're like, these guys are going to get married in the future. They will leave uni and they will stay together forever. Remember, the most common thing we all used to do then was make fun of the guy. Remember? And we would tell ourselves, look at him washing our clothes, fetching, getting water. I believe I will be washing women's clothes. My nigga.
Going to the market.
Let me tell you, you will spread our pants on that hanger like this. For you to dry. Because you know that she's at work, hustling. While you are, probably is your off day from work.
Yeah.
And you understand that
the value,
the age you are now, the things you've learned, you've unlearned some things, and you know that she's the yin to your yang.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know that you're meant to be supportive of her. And that is why when she's not at home, you do the washing or you spread the clothes that she's already washed. You get them from the machine and you spread them. And some of those clothes will be our underwear. And you will do it with joy. Do you know why? You will wash the dishes.
What?
If he was that kind of person, do you think he would take any major decision without consulting his woman?
His wife. You understand?
Come on, fam. See, every single thing I said I would never do. When I was a fly guy, I had my 6 packs. I was in my teens.
What do you mean you had? Are you telling us there's no more?
I have. No. I look like sack of beans now. I look like a keg of beer on legs. You know, all those things I said I would never do with braggadocio. You know, with ego.
Always remember,
I've done it all.
this is not Nigeria.
I'm still telling you. But here's the thing. Think about it for a second. Many people will not like what I'm about to say. Are we still not stuck in the dark ages in Nigeria?
Yeah. We're not moving forward.
Are women actually genuinely? Let's put everything we read on Twitter aside. Twitter is a different world on its own where everybody's rich.
And
you get me?
A different world again.
Is where everybody's rich and many are mad. Excuse me. Nigeria as a society, as a country, ask yourself, are women truly, genuinely valued and treated with respect as equals?
No.
In foreign countries, women aren't even treated as equals. They are still fighting for the right to be seen as equals, much less Africa, much less Nigeria. Think about it. So you cannot, when you're making examples out of these things, you cannot pick out Nigeria and use as an analogy or anything because it will fail. Nigeria is 400 years behind what we are doing, where we are right now. And that is why I can be on WhatsApp. Okay? And the kind of arguments I have with people just makes me think, am I insane? Why am I the only one? Why am I the only one saying this? And everybody thinks I'm mad. A man hits a woman's car in Nigeria. They both got down from the car. I would have handled it differently. This guy said to the woman, call your wife, call your husband. Let me call him on the phone. Let me talk to him. Why? Is she? We are, you can't be having that conversation with a woman. Even the educated ones, the people that are educated in that country, they still don't treat women. Majority of them, because I can't say all, majority still treat women as, second class.
So, like I said, that being said, if you want a peaceful home, you want to proceed, it's not big, it's nothing. You understand? Call it whatever you mind.
It's not being weak. Let me tell you what makes you mad. Well, this is what I was telling my cousin the other day.
You want to succeed as a man. You understand? Not just for your home self. If you want to succeed as a man. Forget
when, they say a happy wife, happy life. But that statement could even be a bit funny because sometimes you just want to make people happy. It could be a bit toxic. Yeah. Where you're forcing yourself to make somebody happy just so you can have peace. Yeah. That is not what it means. But when you have a woman who meets you halfway on all counts, who you can see is pulling our weight and trying our best. Yeah. This should work vice versa, But my point is, based on the topic we are discussing right now, trust me, nobody will force you or ask you before you pull up. As a man, you will wash those dishes. You will spread the washing. Yeah. And you will even hoover the house. You will take the kids to school. I do all those things with joy. Because I do not need a medal. Because I understand. See, let me just warn you people now. In every episode, when I say these things, people will look at me and say, let me tell you, if you come to this country or any foreign country and you start treating your woman the way you are, if you are thinking you won't ask her permission before bringing your mother or anybody, you and that your mother, you will end up in the bus stop. When she will throw both of you out with police, be deceiving yourself. It's not me you are deceiving.
Now, just to add just one last thing to that topic that we move on, there's 1,001 ways that you can actually handle that situation, Like if you want your mom to live it close and you have the kind of money that he feels he has to be able to talk to his wife, to pack a load and go, you can actually buy the next property there if you have that kind of money.
What if you don't have the money? You haven't went too far.
As if he has the money.
No, but that's true. That's true. But in some instances, you won't have money. And your mother will insist that I want to come and live with you. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. But here's the thing. There is a way you can actually make both women happy.
There are ways
you handle, not just this egotistical African bullshit of where if she doesn't like it, she can get her belongings. And see, let me tell you, this kind of guy, they will chase you out of your house. Come abroad. The auntie, they are waiting for you here. They will deal with you. You don't know anything. Don't worry. Moving on, I will hand this over to you because I was watching something on TV the other day, but I didn't even understand about McDonald's meats or bullshit stuff. I don't know.
So basically, yesterday, I woke up to see on the news that McDonald's had about 3 or 4 of their warehouses blocked. They actually constructed makeshift mobile homes in front of the warehouses. So no trucks were able to. Yeah, no trucks.
Why?
Okay, so what they're doing.
And who did
this might. I'm not sure what their name is, but they've been known.
Animal Rebellion or something.
Yeah, they've been known to want to fight for the rights of animals. Apparently, we all human beings have
vegans, vegans,
and there's no more that thing.
Yeah, I'll let you continue. Let me. I don't want to forget this thing. Do you know what really? Well, I find it funny, to be honest. All this stuff about vegans and this animal rights people is.
Please don't generalize them. There are people.
No. It's not. Yeah, I know, but vegan, even vegans generally.
Okay.
This is what they don't understand. It has been scientifically proven that plants actually talk to each other. You can Google it if you think I'm lying. It's been scientifically proven that plants actually, do they not have life? Do they not breathe oxygen?
Yeah.
So please explain to me. If you are protesting because people eat meat, because that meat used to be alive, yeah? That plant that you are eating,
not that.
Is it not something that used to be alive?
Very soon they're gonna tell us just breathe air, don't eat.
Because no, it's not. I don't understand. If they came at me with the argument of it's healthier, to eat more of veggies, plants, vegetables and stuff, it's healthier that way than eating probably meat, fish, and all this stuff, which is wrong still.
Yeah.
Because any clinician will tell you that eating fish, eating kind of meat in proportion is good for you.
Yeah.
So when they start protesting and doing all this thing, why won't somebody just go to these people and just put something on a big, what do they call this thing they used to show movie when we were young, to show us hellfire and scare us? They will spread white clothes. I don't know what they call it. Projector is what I'm looking for. Why don't somebody just put in front of the protesters, just put a projector there and just put the facts on there? Let somebody Google it. One of the protesters.
You think they don't know?
So they can see that plan. They would probably do.
They know, but these are people that are just looking for traction. They want to try and do something.
So I don't get it. Are they protesting for McDonald's to?
They want McDonald's to actually commit by 2025. Every burger we eat, every chicken nugget is going to be plant-based. So not a single piece of meat.
Another angle. To be honest, on the other hand, think about this on the other hand.
Yeah.
Who told these people that the things you are eating at McDonald's is actually meat? Who told you that thing you eat, all those McNuggets, who told you is meat?
At the risk of getting a backlash for ourselves, what may I just want to focus about this?
Do you think, my question is on a more serious note,
for them to do stuff like this is a violation of every McDonald's lovers'
not really.
rights.
No.
Let me tell you why. Our rights, because Femi, you choose to eat plants-based,
and I choose to eat meat.
Yeah. Why should you tell me that I have to convert to what you want? Where's my right?
Well, we live in a society. This is a country where there is freedom of expression.
I wish these kind of people would just be deported to Nigeria.
We have freedom of expression, freedom of movement, and stuff like that. So they are allowed to do this. For me, the question here
they're not allowed to block.
No, they are not allowed to block somebody else's businesses. But that's what the police is for.
Yeah.
But the question for me is, do you think, on a more serious note, do you think humans can actually survive without eating meat?
I see.
I'm saying collectively, as a world. Because what will happen in Lileya? Are we going to cut hibiscus flower and skill it for Ileya or Ramadan or what? Because I don't understand. Will you use up to tie your plants in front of your house? This is what we are eating for Ramadan. Because imagine here 2045 is Ramadan time, Ileya time. Is it cauliflower? You tie it in front of your house. The beauty cauliflower to fight. I do cauliflower. I don't understand. Wait, do you genuinely think that as a world we can survive without meat?
I don't think so, but
Women won't do.
No, with COVID, anything is possible now because trust me, a lot of things I didn't believe can happen after COVID. I'm like,
necessity is the mother of invention.
That's why I'm scared of these people because if they can pull my account,
but you are getting my question. You are getting my question wrong. COVID forced us to do certain things that we weren't used to. But my question is this: do you think women, the planet Earth, us as a people, do you think we can survive without eating meat when there is meat everywhere? You know, it is different when, let's say something happens and all animals died. Yeah. You have no choice. You are forced to do it. But cow and goats, they are everywhere. And you have to use cauliflower to celebrate. That's what I'm saying.
I don't see the cow strolling past my house as I'm eating my...
And imagine how fast they will be by that time because nobody's touching them.
I think in the UK, you know, in the Western world,
it won't work. Fine. Forget all this nonsense.
They might be able to push on track.
My guy,
and run businesses.
They have the right to protest too. They don't have the right to stop people's businesses, but it won't work.
It won't work.
This nonsense won't work. There are restaurants out there. There are places of businesses who only serve vegan stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of them are even improvising now. For me, it's just delusions of grandeur. When they tell you vegan beef jerky, you have not seen some other. They'll say this is vegan. They will now mold it. It will look like fish. But what happens when you put it in your mouth? Will I not recognize meat? Will I not know meat from something else? You know, it's not going to work anyway. So guys, they can try.
Please share your opinion. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, let's know before we round up, because the truth is, I am still knackered from last night. I did not leave this guy's house, Silaba. I didn't get into my house till 3 a.m.
You're gonna get in trouble.
Honestly, I did not get to my house till 3 a.m.
We're following COVID.
And I woke up back. No, we followed COVID regulations now. They were just about, not too much of us, but the truth is, I'm knackered. This is going to be a very short episode. Yeah. And before we round up, what I wanted to mention is the emails that we get. I think we have to enforce it, because every time I say I'm going to do this, I end up not doing it. We need to start reading emails again. Yeah. Because if we don't read them, people will probably think, oh, I'm just emailing these people. Nobody has time to read. They probably don't read it. I do. I read your emails, so I'm not lying. I do. I glance over them. And we'll pick the best 2 or 3 to start reading at every other episode. Yeah. So I want to beg you guys, I won't say ask, I want to, sort of beg you guys, leave reviews on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. Leave reviews for us. I won't say leave good reviews, because that would be me, enforcing mine. Yeah. So leave reviews. Leave your reviews. Let's know what you think about us. Let's know how we can change. Let's know segments that we can introduce into the podcast. And, after I say that to say, happy birthday to you, Sky. Welcome to the big 40. Yes, I wish you many more many more, what do they call it? Amazing years on earth. With peace of mind and good health, because that's the most important thing, So there we go. After here now, you carry us again. You take us to go and eat. That's it. So we'll see you on the next podcast, guys. Stay safe.
Yeah, stay safe.
Don't forget to cancel that subscription if you don't need it. Check your bank statements. Thank you.
Which reminds me, I need to cancel one actually.
There you go. There you go. See you guys.
Cheers.